feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 4, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. One, two, three, you put your eyes on me. 4, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 4, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 4, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. One, two, three, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 4, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children.
Hello, and welcome to SLR Tier 2. It's Tier 2 in SLR. Round 14 at Sochi. It's round 12. Round 14 or round 12. It's one of the two, really. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. We're here for action and action only. And joined alongside me for the action today is Thor.
Hello, guys.
And he is going to be with me alongside all race, hopefully. If if the stream doesn't crash, or there's no issues. But we have the championship standings on your screen currently, with Azakin currently topping him by a mass amount of 34 points. So he's got quite the gap if he if he messes up a race, he can afford that, and he can still remain in the championship lead. Adesi will not close in on him. Adesi Crystals separated by 13 points between them. Crystals might be able to take that off if Adesi has a bad race. And speaking of Adesi, he is not here this race either. Sanidis and Alexander pretty close together, 2 points separating. Hoodham kind of in a world of his own, with Edge, Giannis, and Pemi all relatively close. Ace Boy rounding out the top 10. The two Red Bulls, Joel and Max, P11, P12, will be aiming to try and break their way into that top 10 in the championship. With Miles Rag 13th and Vicky 14th, the last of the drivers to score points, with Tranquillo, Owen, and Jozo the only 3 full-time drivers who have yet to score points. As we head over into the action at a very wet Sochi Autodrome. I'm just going to make sure my audio is all good. And
Yeah, the drivers are driving out on the track on intermediate tires for across the board.
Yep, no full
Currently
wets.
starting their out laps.
Yep, no full wets on display as we see Tranquillo off the track there. Turn 1.
Yeah, a bit of gammon.
A bit of a Fernando Alonso moment as he did. So.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of drivers, we have quite a few reserves, and one of them being this man right here in the Williams car. It's Hugo. Yeah, Hugo, if you don't know, is a very fast boy. SLR Season 5 champion, and was leading the championship a bit in SLR Season 6. Tier 1 this is, until he decided to call it quits, and he is back on the grid today, so we don't really know what to expect from him. He hasn't played the game in what I imagine a while, but I don't think his skill would have diminished any much. So I think you should expect him to be around the top 5, possibly even fighting for the win today if he can get back on his feet relatively quickly.
Yeah, you should never count all drivers out. We haven't seen his performance lately, but the last time he raced it looked great at least. So yeah, as soon as he gets the wheel going, I think he can be quite competitive.
Yep, and as Hoodham is going to begin the first competitive time. Oh,
Gets a bit of wheel spin on the go.
Yep, that's not how you particularly want to start your flying lap. As he comes down the main straight, someone who did get a much better start to their lap is Crystals. We'll run on board of him and see if he can make some inroads on the Alfa Romeo, turning in to turn 1 and 2. Short shifting looks relatively clean from the Alpine. Maybe a bit of a wiggle on the exit, but apart from that, it seemed no mistakes to cost him a great amount of time, unlike Hoodham in front. Crystals coming through the first sector split. You'd imagine it would be purple, but no one else has set a time yet, so there's nothing you can really compare these times to. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. I think that is just the Aston Martins creating some space for themselves at the other end of the circuit.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Crystals.
Keyboard and the Wezo
Yep.
are also.
Oh, we have 2 spinners. We have two spinners at the turn 3.
Hugo.
Oh, it is.
Hugo's had a spin.
Hugo and number
Not off to a great
96
start.
of Sanitas. Oh, Giannis, sorry, Giannis.
Ah, Giannis, yeah. So not off to a great comeback yet for Hugo.
It's not been particularly great. He's going to have to get out the way of everyone coming through, but he will be able to set another lap. He'll do multiple laps in the wet. He won't just do the one. As Crystals continues on his lap, he will go back on board. Coming through the final sector now to the penultimate corner. I didn't see any major mistakes, but at the same time, he went on board. That might have cost him a lot of time. 44.7 from Hoodham, 43.8 from Crystals. A lot quicker than what we saw. Edge with a 43.3, beating the Alpine by 5 tenths.
Yeah. Some of you guys might have noticed I do quite a lot of practice session hosting, and Edge is one of the drivers who pretty much is in every session with me. So he's put in a lot of practice this week.
Yep.
So I think he's going to be looking to be very up on the grid, very high up on the grid.
We hope it's not just on the grid. We hope it's also in the race.
Oh yes, of course.
Azakin coming on his lap, the championship leader coming through penultimate corners. Joel put himself in P3 in the Red Bull through the final. Doesn't look like any major mistakes from what we've seen. So 44-2, 9 tenths away from Edge there. I don't think he'll be too pleased about that, but P4 is still not a bad place on the grid. But not a lot of people actually set laps or set a lap with representative, i.e. Keyboard and Yanis. Yanis running the thank you Kimmy hashtag after Kimmy being in the sport for over 2 decades.
Yeah. It's same time sad to see him leave, but we know that it was his own decision, so
yep.
Hopefully he can start doing whatever he wants to do now.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty good for him.
Maybe he'll go back to his rally days. Him sets the new pole time.
Yep.
For the moment being.
Edge are not on a good lap. Alexander being held up by Yanis a bit. Or he's going to get the slipstream from Yanis. I don't think it's working out that way. We'll see what the split is. It's 7 tenths up. He's going up the ends, making an overtake. We're getting some racing and qualifying. Yanis, Alexander has to back off the lap. I've all been 7 tenths up. We'll put him on the original pole. Oh, Wezo is out in the Mercedes, right in front of our eyes there.
Yeah.
The Mercedes out of the session. We didn't really get a good look at that, but.
And the other Mercedes, Keyboard Magnussen, has also had a spin in turn 10.
Yep, he is going relatively
right before the
slowly.
Second, straight.
Azakin goes further up and puts himself at a 43.4. Hopefully the it looks like I think Wezo just got dropped it onto the AstroTurf a bit, and that's what spun him around into the barrier and ultimately out of the qualifying session. P11. Keyboard Madison really struggling, of course. This is not the most ideal conditions for the keyboard.
He gets a spin in the pit lane.
Yep, coming into
the pit lane entry.
Yep, he's gonna have to
Hopefully
get that spun
it's not
round.
in the way for someone.
It doesn't look that way, as our current provisional pole position Hudham has set. He did a 42.7, but unfortunately it was invalid, so that time does not count. As Crystals, someone who's about to go on board with, puts himself at a 42.8, but we know Hudham can do faster than that if you can get the lap string together, and it also depends how much you gained from that cut. But either way, Crystals on provisional pole as Jozo putting it in P2 to get himself on the front row. Azakin getting a slipstream from Yanis once again. So the Aston Martin boys getting stuck behind the Ferraris, as Alexander is a bit further behind these. And Azakin is really going to get stuck behind him. Losing the rear is Azakin all over the place. That's not going to cost him. That's going to cost him a great deal of time. So is getting stuck behind Yanis. He's losing the rear a lot. Is Azakin? He's really not got that car planted. I don't know whether it's just because he's behind Yanis and he's slowing down, and he fortunately gets out of the way from his teammate there, as his teammate puts himself on the original pole by 5 tenths with a 42.330.
That's a great margin to put in that lap, yeah.
It
was good that Azakin could get out the way there.
Yep, it's very good by the two teammates. I think Azakin might have been hoping to promote his position a bit more. Crystals on a lap. Edge, I don't know whether he's on a lap or not. Crystals did lose the rear that I just saw as a split in between the two drivers. Crystals coming around now. Will he go into the pit lane? He doesn't. He's going to finish this lap coming around the penultimate corner. How much time is he going to gain, or is he even going to improve? We'll see as he comes around the final corner now. It seems pretty tidy, and he improves by 3 tenths to close that margin. As Hudham goes P3 with a 42.7, and Edge is 7 seconds down, so he will not be setting a representative lap time. Is Jozo going to set a representative? It doesn't look like it. He's not going to improve. Azakin He's going to get stuck behind the Ferrari again. The other Ferrari is Nina's giving Giannis a bit of a slipstream, a bit of a tow. Coming down the straight, the back straight. Azakin 5 times up, and he's caught back up to the rear of Giannis. Giannis three and a bit seconds off the pace of Azakin as Joel goes P3 with a 42.6. A great lap by the Red Bull to get himself up those positions, and Giannis goes a bit deep there. Azakin following him. Azakin wants to improve, but the Ferraris just keep posing threats to the Aston Martins and not letting them improve on the time. Aston Martin Azakin is going to come across the line, and he does do a 42.8. I don't know if Giannis hindered him a lot there, and he is. He's going in front of him, weaving the wheel. Signs of frustration inside that cockpit.
Yeah. While Alexander put provisional pole, the reserve driver, or no, that actually is not a reserve anymore. That's his seat. Max had a spin in sector 3, and he's DNF'd now.
Oh.
So he's gonna be starting at least in 17th place.
That's
So that's unfortunate for him.
That's a shame for the other Red Bull seat. Further fortunate for the other Red Bull. P7 is Joel currently. P3, sorry, Joel's in, not P7
yeah.
is. Someone retired in the pit lane, it looked like. Try and find someone on a lap or near the end of a lap. Ace Boy on a lap. Someone who's normally quite up there. 1.2 seconds off his current lap time. He doesn't look like he's deploying any ERS. Trying to find someone.
See, maybe he's about to start his first lap here. So let's see if he can make something.
Yep, there's quite a few drivers on their laps now that are spotted. There's Ocean Chief. He's coming through the middle sector, as is Kevin Madison Smith. He started his lap. He's just coming down that turn 1, but he goes a bit deep there. And like as you say, Ace Boy pulled into the pit lane. So he is not gonna do a lap as Chief comes through the final sector now, taking it nice and conservative. Obviously, just wants to get a lap on the board. Doesn't have a banker currently with 5 minutes left in the session. I
think he's bound to be out on a good amount of fuel to do a few laps now in the last 5 minutes.
Yep, possibly running to the end of the session. He comes across the line with a 45.3 and puts himself in P15. A lot of drivers will be coming out now and staying out for the rest of the session, just seeing what lap they can do.
Yeah.
Sanidas on an out lap. Edge just began his lap in the Alpha Tower. He's got to find around 7 attempts to really jump himself up the positions. Jump himself up to pole position, sorry. He'll pump himself up 5 positions if he improved by that much. We'll see what he can do now through turn 1, 2. Now through the long turn 3, using all the curb on the inside to maybe pull you around the corner as he brakes under the Rolex board. Turns it in, 4th gear, brilliantly executed there. Very nice sector 1, and it is indeed 4 attempts up. You've got a yellow flag. Meanwhile, that might be Smithy. No, it's Vicky who was spun at turn 3. Manages to keep it out the wall, it looks like, but he'll have to he gets going again as we go back on board of Edge.
Looks like there was some debris on the ground there. He might have lost some front wing.
Oh, possibly. Oh yeah, he's lost his whole front wing.
Oh, the whole front wing is gone.
Yeah.
Switching from cockpit view is great to do.
No, it's not particularly great. As we'll hop on board back with Edge and see how much he's improving. Still 5 attempts, so he's held that throughout the lap. So he's got to find a bit more time through the final sector if he wants to get himself to that original pole, which I know he'll be aiming for. All these drivers will be, and we'll see if he can accomplish that goal. He goes into the pit lane. Does Edge, despite improving. Crystal's really losing the rear there. That is not going to help him on his way, and we have someone spun. Tranquillo.
Turn 9.
Tranquillo in the Williams has a spun. He'll want to get off the racing line there. That's where the cars are going to be exiting, but fortunately there's a bit of a clear patch where you can get that car back going again. Doesn't look like any visual damage to that car, so he'll be able to just continue as if nothing happened.
It seems like both Alexander and Ezekiel in the Aston Martin cars are having problem with ending up behind the RCC guys a lot.
Yep, the traffic doesn't seem too great as Christos is really fighting the car around the lap. Desperately trying to find all the time, and it's really costing him quite a bit as there's a Ferrari up ahead and he's backed off the lap.
Sahini just gets out the way to let Christos through on his hot lap.
As Joel is up a bit on his time. We have the yellow flag seems to have cleared up. It looks to be getting a bit light as, yeah. Joel getting very close to an invalidation there. Yellow flag as, I think it's Ace letting people through. Joel looking for all the time he can as Christos begins the lap. Alexander invalidates Hoodham. He is a bit further behind the lap. Then Joel backs off. So is it coming towards dry tires, do you think, Heathrow?
It seems like the weather might be clearing up. I don't see that many droplets left, but I don't think it's time yet. It seems too wet on the ground still.
Well, Keyboard Magnusson is willing to gamble on softs here. We'll see if he can improve his time and see if he can do anything with it. Most people out on everyone else out on the intermediate tires. So if this works out for Keyboard Magnusson, he could be in for a great shot.
Yeah.
DRS enabled. Keyboard Magnusson has absolutely nailed it. He is on the optimum tire right now.
Yeah, maybe the other drivers were just busy looking at doing more laps, and he was sitting in the garage looking at the weather data.
Yep, and Keyboard Magnusson with DRS enabled might be able to snatch a good position, but he's got to get out the way of Crystal's here. Crystal's on a flyer. He's got to move out the way. Oh, and he does. So Crystal's going to continue on his lap. We'll keep on board of him. He's got a bit more traffic up ahead, does the Alpine, in the form of Tranquillo, and I think that's Edge.
That's Edge, right? Yeah.
And Crystal's backs off again.
Looks like it. He's gonna try and start a good lap now.
As Azakin gets off the track there. Alexander, how much is he going to be improving? He's going to improve by 2 tenths there, coming through the first sector. Joel has spun at turn 3, and that's not going to help his chances of pole position. Hoodham is quite far along his lap. It looks like it's still raining a bit on the other parts of the track, whereas it's quite light on others. And we'll see what Hoodham can do through the middle sector now. How much is he going to be improving or not going to be improving by 6 tenths? Obviously, the DRS is going to come in a great effect. And Crystals is offering in the barrier. Crystals in the barrier at turn 4. And that's going to put him completely disarray. Keyboard Magnusson is coming through the middle sector now. He'll just want to set a clean lap, I reckon. He's only got to improve by 3 seconds. But that might be a bit more, actually. Because Alexander is 4 tenths up on his lap. Crystals retires from the session on the track. I wonder if there's going to be any punishment for that, but Hoodham is going to come round the final corner, and now he crosses the line and goes for original pole position. Ooh. Now, does Alexander have anything to say about that? He does. He goes up by 0.5 tenth. He improves there. And currently, Keyboard Magnusson is 3.3 seconds up. That might just be enough, but he needs to really push through this final sector if he really wants to get this pole position. If he does get the pole position, he will be starting on those soft compound tires of the race where everyone behind him will have a free choice of tire. So he's going to have to take that risk coming through the penultimate corner now. Keyboard Magnusson is going to come round the final corner, and it's going to be pole position for Keyboard Magnusson, who's got the strategy perfect on the soft tires in qualifying, and it's pole position for the Mercedes driver.
Great job by him. Great great that he was alert enough to react to the weatherman.
Yep.
While
Great
the
to
other
see.
drivers were focused on doing laps.
It's really is great to see.
Yeah,
Get that keyboard rep.
yeah. Very intense qualifying this because of the tactics of when it's wet on a track that you do a lot of laps instead of just doing one or two. So
Yep.
never really big pauses to think about stuff really. Very intense.
Yep. So Keyboard Magnussen is on pole position by 2.5 seconds over Alexander and Hudden. Then it's Crystal's Joel Hugo on his return in P6. Not bad. So he must have found some
Not too
pace in
shabby.
the end. Azakin, Edge, Jozo, Sandinus, Giannis, Ace, Ocean Chief, Vicky, Tranquilla, Smithy, and Wezo are all people that set time. And Tisikaz, I want to say. And Max did not set time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a trend we see with some reserves that they don't set a time. They don't want to be in the way of the championship drivers.
Well, it's not really at the business end of the season just yet. We're still the midway, so we just have to see. And it is blazing sunshine
Yes.
at Russia, which I guess a lot of Russians don't say that often. I'm, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't live in Russia.
It is down in Sochi, so it's bound to be quite hot today.
Hmm. Well,
Down the coast of the is it the what sea is it?
is
Is
it
it
the Black Sea?
the Black Sea? Yeah, I think so.
Hmm. Well, drivers just starting stuff out really. The strategy they obviously everyone can start on a free choice to say apart from Keyboard Magnussen, he will have to start on those softs because he qualified on them right at the end. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how the strategies play out. I imagine it's people going to be either on mediums or softs. No hard tire will really come into effect. Mostly because, well, the hard tires aren't particularly great, and you really don't need them. It's an easy soft medium or
Yeah.
medium soft strategy. Yeah.
As long as you don't go for it on the first lap, if there's a really early safety car, you don't really want to go on the hards here.
Yeah. Let me just wait now for the drivers. 12 seconds till we get underway with the formation lap and watch the start of the Grand Prix as Keyboard Magnussen on
Yes.
pole. Quite a spectacle. Is it his first pole position? Surely not.
Not sure. I don't have that the statistics on hand, but I don't see him that high up that often. But it was a really good job by him to be what do you say?
Yeah,
Looking at the weather radar.
it's
So
yeah. As you can see, quite even split between the softs and the mediums. We got the top three on the softs. We got Crystal's Joel, Hugo Azakin on the mediums. Yozo, Yanis, Aceboy, Chief, Tranquillo, and Wezo also on the mediums, and then everyone else on the softs. So it's quite an even split, I would say. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 drivers on the softs, which means there's 10 drivers on the mediums.
yeah, 19 drivers in total. So
It's
about half and half.
I think we're going to be in for quite an interesting race.
We see both McLaren drivers on the softs, looking to make their way, maybe make their way through the medium tire runners early.
Yep, trying to get some track position. Maybe that's why Edge has also gone the soft tires to maybe try and get some ground on the
Yeah,
people ahead. There's your pit stop strategy. It will be soft mediums. It will not be medium hards under any circumstances.
I do not think so.
Will be way too risky. As comes around the penultimate corner. Keyboard to for the AI to take over, and we will have the Mercedes lined up on pole position.
Saw the span on the formation lap.
Yep. That is the Haas driver, the Haas of Sitsikos.
It's a bit of an odd strategy to warm up the tires, but whatever floats your boat, I guess.
If it works, it works. Don't. Here we go as the last driver of Max gets lined up in his grid spot. As here we go, trying to get a good camera angle for the start. And now here we go. We have 5 red lights here at the Sochi Autodrome, and it's lights out. And away we go. It looks like a good start from Alexander, who's going to take the lead instantly. But it's not really what you want coming down the straight in Sochi. Now, and the Aston Martin leads coming down to turn 1 to squabble through the midfield for track position. Keyboard Magnussen going to go around the outside, but it's Alexander who takes the lead of the Russian Grand Prix at the start. And it seems to be a bit of contact near the back, but nothing really big happening. No one really off the track just yet. We got a 3-wide moment with Hugo Sarnidis and Joe. I think that was further back as Edge. More 3-wide moments. There's 3 wide between Edge, Hugo, and Azakin, and of course Hugo goes around from the inside, and that is unfortunately not going to happen as the two McLaren's bump. Might be some damage there as Joel has fallen way back to P14, now P15.
Joel might have some damage.
It looks like it on the first lap, but Hugo, the big loser out there, got squeezed on the inside in that 3-wide moment and was not able to get himself out of that in time. As it's Hudham, he's looking to keep up Magnussen now. 1.4 seconds is the gap already to Alexander, so Hudham will want to clear the Mercedes as quick as he can. As Yozo and Giannis also going side by side, the 2 medium runners in the final sector. Giannis backs out of it and not really wanting to fight it too hard, but Yozo's really losing the rear now as
Hudham going past Keyboard Magnussen.
Yep, and that might not be the best place to do it because Keyboard Magnussen might just get him back here. Hudham burning the ERS. They both burning ERS quite heavily. Hudham can't afford to let Keyboard Magnussen back past, so he's going to go really defensive on the inside. So that leaves Keyboard Magnussen on the outside, and we'll see where this can go. Hudham goes too deep, and Keyboard Magnussen reads that perfectly, gets a switchback side by side through turn 3 now.
Oh, Keyboard goes wide almost.
Yeah, but it's another switchback.
Side by side.
Ooh!
There's some contact. Hudham might have picked up some damage, but I don't think so. Christos is looking very close here.
Dangerously close to that Alfa Romeo's rear there.
Yeah.
Edge also
is
here as well. He's trying to get himself in positions, and Alexander with a 3.5 second gap already.
So by the looks of it, there's gonna be a DRS chain from the second car all the way down to I think 14th. So that's a long train.
Yep, as Keyboard Magnussen's light's already flashing, so that means he's used a lot of his ERS. As has Hudham, 40%. 10% ERS that is not really needed, especially at this track with the long straight. Yeah, this train goes all the way back to P17. As who's that diving in the pits? That's Sarnidis who's diving into the pits. So maybe there was a bit of contact further behind that we missed. As Christos is right on the back of these guys. DRS is now enabled and it will be enabled down the straight. DRS open for Keyboard Magnussen, but Hudham's not going to be looking behind. He's going to have to look behind. Christos is going to go for a double move. That Hudham gets the best of it, and Keyboard Magnussen loses 2 in 1. He might lose 3 in 1 to Edge if he can't keep it clean.
Christos now is the first driver on the medium tires. He's in 3rd place right now. It's a great start for him.
Yep, as Edge is looking now to get that move done up the inside. Nice and clean move there by the AlphaTauri to keep himself within the guys in front. So Keyboard Magnusen's strategy plays in qualifying are quickly becoming undone.
The fact that he's been having to use so much ERS in the early laps really comes back to bite him now, as Asuken is making a move on him now,
Yep.
also on the medium tires.
Asuken gets that move done.
Stick.
Jozo, yeah, broke a bit too late there and went straight to the back. Damage to that Alfa Romeo. I was on board with him at the time when that happened, and it was not a great decision to do.
He's lost some material on his wing also.
Yep, so he is gonna have to box into the pit lane. Box in the pit lane. Makes so much
Chief
sense.
is the first driver to pick up penalties. 3 seconds for corner cutting.
Yep, as Keyboard gets overtaken by Vicky. Not much. You can do it, defend that, but up front, Crystals gets past Hildum.
He's in P2.
Crystals is now going to be one of chasing Alexander down, but yeah, Hildum doesn't really have a counter attack to that move there. It's just going to have to let the Alpine go.
Crystals also has double the amount of ERS, so he's going to be able to defend for some time here.
Yep, it's going to be a lot easier. As the gaps are beginning to form now, and there's contact behind. Tranquillo's around. I think there might have been some contact with Max there. The Williams gets going again. He's spun in qualifying, and now he's spun in the race. Alexander out in front now, living the best life. It's an ideal start from the Aston Martin. But Crystals is going to be
a move on Weezo here. As Weezo takes it back now because he got the DRS on Max.
Yep, Max not able to get that done, as Smithy wasn't able to get it done on Keyboard either. Because Giannis is on the outside.
Giannis, yeah.
This boy.
Really close fighting here.
Seems to be so. Keyboard Anderson runs wide there again. Hudum 7/10 behind Crystal, so he might not be able to launch an attack on this particular lap. As Smithy is now going to have a go on Keyboard Magnussen. So is Giannis. He's going to go for it. It's on the Mercedes as well, up the inside, and the move is done, but Giannis goes in a bit deep then. That's going to put him under pressure from the Mercedes once again. He almost hit the back of the McLaren in turn 1. Fortunately managed to steer away.
Yeah, the absence of ERS for Keyboard Magnussen really is biting him.
Yellow flag.
Jozo.
He retired in the pit lane.
Retired in the pit, yes. He's the first car to retire this race. Hopefully we don't get too many retirements.
Yep, as Keyboard and Ace Boy fighting side by side. Keyboard shuts the door. Not having any of that, and Ace Boy goes the under and over and gets himself up into P9. Now it's Sisukas. I don't know how to pronounce it. The Haas is trying to have a look on Keyboard, but Keyboard's going to try and have a look on Ace. As further ahead, Giannis is going to have a look on Smithy up the inside. Giannis goes way too deep, but he keeps the position.
Yeah. Ooh, Smithy almost loses it. Gets a big snap oversteer.
Yep.
Yeah, they are both on equal ERS right now, so Giannis might be able to defend this on the straight. Smithy has a 0.8 seconds gap to Giannis now, so...
Oh, he's fallen out of DRS, so he might not... He
still got it.
He just got it. Nothing really coming of it there. Keyboard with DRS still, so no one over... the Haas cannot really get a move done there.
Crystals is catching Alexander now. Alexander had like 4.5 second gap now, and Crystals has caught up by a second.
Crystals wants to break that 1 second gap to Hudum, but Hudum is boosting back into it. Yeah, he does not want that gap under a second. This Crystals. He's got a yellow flag, and that is for...
That's Hugo.
Hugo again.
Hugo's around.
Is that for another overtake, or Maybe, and who's that around? That's Giannis around.
John is around, yeah. Turn
Giannis in turn 9. Yep, like you
As
said.
Max gets a free position.
Yep, as the Hasker goes. Oh, we got a bit of a 3 wide now. The Haas pushing the Mercedes of Wetzel right to the wall there. And that was dangerous. And now keep on the two Mercedes fighting side by side. Wetzel gets the position. Very interesting racing. Keyboard
Very
and
eventful.
Chief now going side by side. Chief hanging it round, and he seems to have got that position.
Yeah. Makes the move of having the better racing line there.
Yep. As Edge and Azakin gets past Edge. So switch near the front end of the grid as Crystals is closing in on Alexander. 3.3 is now the gap, and there is a big difference between the midfield and the top guys. 8 seconds separate them.
Yeah. Crystals and Asakin are doing a great job here of keeping up with the top runners with those medium tires. Even Crystals is catching Alexander, so he's making a great job here. And Hoodim does still keep in DRS range of Crystals, but he's not close enough to make a move.
Yep. No, just no idea. So we go the Haas of Siskas or Siskas.
It's
gonna go.
Zod.
It's Zod, okay. And I know Hoodum's around. Hoodum has spun.
Ooh.
Hoodum has spun as the Haas and the McLaren go side by side. The McLaren got forced off track, but then Hoodum had spun, and those softs will be overheated. Ace Boy, you can just see come over the hill there, and that is not what Hoodum would have needed, because he's out of DRS, he's out of the train. As contact between Smithy and Wezzo. Smithy wanted in the pit lane, but Wezzo was on the inside, so it was a bit iffy. And Alexander gets a 3-second time penalty, so that could really cost him the end of the race.
That's huge.
That is.
Crystals is closing in still.
And speaking,
Asakin is looking to catch up to Crystals also, so.
Because his teammate for this race.
Aston Martins here are gonna have to work together.
Yep.
Keep Crystals at bay.
It's going to be difficult. Azakin, though, does look like he's got some pace under his belt. He's closing on Crystals now, and he might try and make this an Aston Martin 1-2.
Yeah, he's now within DRS. No, he just loses it. As Crystals gets a better turn 9.
Yep.
And Giannis did manage to pass Keyboard in turn 2. And he does leave him without the DRS for the back straight. So the P1 for on the grid is not looking too great here.
No, not going particularly well for him. As Ace Boy on the back of Hoodum. Hoodum, with that spin, has cost him a lot. 9 seconds to be precise. It's not gone well for the Alfa Romeo for this first half of the race, and Edge pulls in the pit lane, the first driver to pit.
Hoodim also goes in the pit now. So he's gonna try and undercut someone, I think.
Yep, the first sign of an undercut. Edge, sorry, not Ace. Edge actually comes in for a front wing change, which might explain maybe a bit of a lack of pace in the early centres. There's Hoodum. Coming into the pit lane, as is Zod, I think I'll just call him.
Yeah, Zod, RCC Zod. Max gets a move done on Chief here in turn 2.
Yep, nice move.
And they're both on 3 seconds of penalties, so they're looking to get the positions on track.
Yep, doing it.
As Max is now in the DRS of Wezzo also.
So Max got some pace under his belt. These are all medium runners as well, and you'd think the mediums might be coming into a bit more of an effect at this stage of the race. Mediums will probably go a lap 15 before they make their scheduled pit stop, and of course, Crystals on those mediums. We'll see how they fare once he gets on the softs, and how how he'll gain time and how quickly.
Yeah.
But he will have Asukin to keep him company during that time.
Yes, he will. Christos is still catching up to Alexander. So Alexander does seem to be struggling a bit. Maybe he's gotten high tire temperature or something.
Yep. As we are on lap 10 of 27. So getting close to the halfway point of the race. And Max is now going to be fighting Wessel soon. Maybe onto the straight. 5 tenths is the gap. Wessel does not have anywhere near the ERS as Max does. As Keyboard Magnussen pulls into the pit lane. Wessel, is Max going to go for a move? He looks on the inside but doesn't go for it.
Edge passes.
Oh,
yeah, because Keyboard is in the pit. Yeah.
Max loses the rear there. Very dangerous. Could have hit the wall. Fortunately, keeps it out the barrier. In the meantime, at the top two, position 2 and 3, Asukin and Crystals within a second of each other. We could see a move as it's Hugo fighting. No, it's Hudem and Sarnidas fighting. Hudem gets to both of them. It looks like as Max gets another time penalty.
Christos is still catching Alexander quite quickly.
Yeah, those softs, I can't imagine will be too great unless Alexander maybe just made a bit of a mistake, because that is a lot of time gained over this lap. As Alexander pulls into
pit now.
Yeah, into pit lane. Alexander goes, of course, Crystals and Asukin will not be pitting. They are on the medium tyres. They have no reason to pit just yet.
Yeah, they are looking to go for a bit longer to later on put on the soft tires to get some quick laps while the car is at its lightest.
As Asukin does not have DRS on the straight, that's a lot of time. As we'll see where Alexander comes out relative. I think it's. I actually don't know who he's fighting against. Edge, but Edge had to get a front wing change, so no, he comes out ahead of them. But unfortunately for Alexander, he comes out a couple seconds behind the train of Yanis, Chief, Max, and Wessel. And speaking of that train, Max does make the move on Wessel. So this going to give time to Crystals and Asukin if he gets to the back of this train, because these guys are all on mediums, all 3 of them. So time might be lost unless there's a bit of collision before he gets there.
But at least he still gets to race in some free air, so he can go at its true pace.
Yep.
Because you would rather get some free air than being stuck in a train. So
you can only do that
hopefully for his liking, he will be able to pass some drivers in that train ahead.
He's already gained about a second on these guys in front.
Yep.
As Yanis has got the arrested Chief. None of them are deploying. None don't want to make a move here. Wessel has a look on Max and Vicky and Tranquillo. Vicky gets a move done on the Williams there. As they come through the last sector. We got a yellow flag, and that is Tranquillo in the wall. No damage, it looks like. No rear damage, at least! And Sarnidas is out of the race! Sarnidas right in front of our eyes, and we have a safety car. Sarnidas right in front of where Tranquillo spun, and we do indeed get a full car safety car.
This is the perfect timing for those who were on the soft still. So this is not gonna pay in the advantage for Alexander, since he is already pitted.
I don't actually think there's any more people who are on the soft compound tires.
No, it's only mediums on track right now, but Hudem does come in for softs here. So he's hoping to make a long stint last. The 2 Williams are stuck because Tranquillo had to make a wing change also.
Yep.
And Hugo also does go for a wing change.
As Asukin and Crystal swap positions during the crash we saw. These two surely will come to the pit lane for a fresh soft tire, so they'll get track position over Alexander easily. and Alexander's work over the first stint will be completely undone.
Yeah. Yeah, so they are still not behind the safety car, so they are both watching their delta closely here.
As, yep, they
Both of
put...
them go into the pit here.
And be battle the pit crews, but you'd assume Azakin will come out first. You know, there's really no doubt about that.
Yeah.
As you imagine all the people in this little train that Alexander's behind. Oh, is Azakin on hards? Azakin on the hard compound tire.
Ooh, that's a gamble.
That
The softs might go a bit worn on the end, but I think that the hard
and Alexander's
tires
delta has
won't.
been released. So will he come out ahead of Crystals and Azakin? He's going to come out ahead of Crystals. Will he come out ahead of
I
Azakin
guess.
to retake the lead? No, Azakin has the lead of the race. And Crystals in P3 has to settle behind the two Aston Martins. It's now an Aston Martin 1-2 as Smithy gets a time penalty for corner cutting 5 seconds.
Oh no. He cuts the. I guess he cut something in the pit lane then.
Possibly.
Maybe the exit or something. Or where is his car?
Smithy.
Maybe just practicing for the upcoming Gammon events.
Possibly.
So it looks like Aston Martin 1, 2, and 3 now with the safety car ahead of the Aston Martin.
Yeah, this is the same as Italy.
Yeah.
But the difference is Crystals is the one on the much better tyres, on the fresh set of softs, Azakin and hards, albeit fresh, but they're not going to be anywhere near as quick as those soft tyres, and Alexander on
Yeah,
the
but
mediums.
Alexander's mediums will do good till the end here, but Crystals might be looking to be slow and looking after his tires in the later stages.
Yeah, possibly. We will have to see about that. As a safety car will stay out another lap because not everyone has caught up to the rear of the grid. Alexander's penalty will also come into an effect.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, so I think the advantage right now is definitely on Crystals.
Oh, Chief has gone for the hard tires also.
Yep.
He started on the medium, so he did not opt to go for the softs here.
He did not want to take the risk. Most of the field is on fresh soft tires, so we'll see how that will work out for them.
And Max is the only driver on completely fresh tires.
And
Medium tires.
he goes into the pit lane,
He goes to the pit, yeah.
so we'll see what tires he's gonna put on. He's gonna put on another. He's serving his penalty.
Oh. But can he serve the penalty behind the safety car?
You can
I didn't know you
serve
could do
5-second stop goes under safety car, but you can't serve
Oh.
drive-throughs.
Oh,
As Chief comes in and fits a set of soft tires.
yeah. He just noticed that everyone around him was on the soft tires, and he follows the stream. So
Yep.
let's see if we have any funny comments in the chat here.
It doesn't seem like that's just people talking about the race.
Yeah, they say that Alexander will have the late race advantage, and I do agree. I think that he will have a big advantage in the later stages.
And yeah, I agree.
Yes. So Smithy, the last car on the track, is looking to catch up now, so that maybe we can get the safety car restart this lap, maybe.
Possibly. I think we will.
Yeah, he's doing his best to catch up. He's using ERS and stuff, so hopefully we can see a restart soon.
Yep,
Yes,
there we go.
safety car's in this lap.
Safety car in this lap, so Alexander Azakin will lead us away from Alexander to Crystals. Those are the current top 3 of Vicky and the 2 AlphaTauris. Running on the top 6. We saw the top 6 bolt away the first time compared to the field. Compared to the rest of the field, will we see a repeat of that today? To add this safety car restart.
Yeah.
Azakin waiting to go. Alexander waiting patiently to see when that time is, and Azakin has gone there. Quite a normal time, and Tranquillo has dived into the pit lane and retired. I don't know. I wonder what
happened there.
I wonder why that is. Might have got a bit of damage, but apart from that, we can't really tell. And looks like it's all pretty single file coming down to turn 1.
Yeah, no one going for a move yet. Max is very close to Chief here in turn 3. He's not using any ERS. Oh, now it's deploying.
Ooh.
They're looking to make some moves here.
As Hugo has a time penalty behind that little ball. Alexander much quicker than Azakin. Azakin on hard, which you mentioned at the start of the race, is not the greatest tyre to be on.
No, he's gonna struggle to keep Alexander behind his teammate.
We'll see now. ERS deployed, and we come to the final sector for the first time after the safety car restart. Lap 15 of 27, past the halfway point now, as Max and Ocean Chief fell side by side, and Ocean Chief squeezes Max a bit there and sent the Red Bull around. Didn't quite see like the whole story. There might have been a bit more than that, but it seemed like Max just got hooked on the rear tire of the Alpine. As this looks like a definite move from Alexander for the lead of the race, and it is indeed Alexander in the lead now. Can Crystals make any sort of move? As the Aston Martin still go side by side, but they go single file now. As Crystals now is going to go the inside of turn 3. As Vicky's looking to follow him through. Vicky does indeed. Azakin losing 3 positions in a couple of corners. Crystals having a look on the outside of Alexander. It's really close between those guys. A switch back from Crystals. Puts him on the inside for the next corner. And he doesn't really fight it that hard as Crystals. And yeah, he took him behind.
For the DRS. I think he's gonna wait for the DRS and then shoot past him. Because he's on the softer tires here, so he's not gonna struggle to keep the pace up at least.
Yep, true.
And as we know from earlier that Alexander does have 3 seconds of penalties.
As Edge gets
past the second also.
Yep, and there's
so they can really struggling with those hard tires.
They're still side by side coming down the straight now. As Chris is gonna go for a move on. No, he's not. Azakin and Edge still going side by side. More contact. There's Azakin still on the inside, and Azakin spun. It's a carbon copy of what happened with Chief and Max. As Azakin on those hard tires gets underway again, but down in P15.
Yeah. He might have wing damage also, but we don't know that yet.
Yep.
DRS is now enabled. Crystals is deploying his ERS and DRS now on Alexander.
Yeah, but it's going to be a pretty simple move on the outside. Alexander just didn't really seem like he knew he was there. But Crystals has got that move done, and now it's his chance to pull away. Now he has to on those fresher soft tires, but further behind Joel and Keyboard Madison battling. Joel gets the move done on keyboard with the inside to get himself into 9th place, currently scoring 2 points. With him, someone who we know has got the top runner's pace, trying to make up his lost ground.
Hugo does a huge drift in turn 4, but he keeps the car at bay at least. Goes off the track a little bit, but it looked cool at least.
So I think we might have been going for star points then.
Yeah.
As Alexander's really stuck with Crystals through this section, so Alexander does have that raw pace. Vicky is also there, so we can't really forget about him. He does have that pace as well. DRS is really powerful. Alexander closing in on Crystals as Ace Boy and Edge battling side by side. Aceboy went up the inside, and Edge had to take avoiding action as Aceboy went in too deep.
Yeah, the two Alpha Towers are fighting for their...
Oh, and that's Yanis around. That's a Haas around. We got two cars around. One very laggy car around the Haas of
yeah, that's odd.
Siskas. And we got another around. We got Smithy around as well in no front wing.
That's really oh yeah, he goes into the pits now to change that front wing and probably
As
go
lead
for
for the race, they're going side by side. Sorry, to interrupt, but Alexander gets that move done. As Aceboy gets the move done on Edge momentarily. The two AlphaTauris battling away, but it's the move done for Crystals. For Alexander. They're both at the front.
Yeah. Yeah, but now Christos is gonna have the DRS on Alexander.
Alexander does have that penalty. If Crystals can stay within 3 seconds, which I don't think will be too difficult on the better compound, he should be able just to stick behind Alexander and take the win.
Yeah, we might be looking at our top 3 on the podium here later already with Alexander, Christos, and Vicky. And with that 3-second penalty, Alexander is gonna be looking at that P3 spot.
As Wezel and Edge battling side by side, coming through the final sector. Wezel on the inside and the Mercedes up the inside, but Edge maybe with a bit of a line.
Really nice defense for Edge there.
Yep, and Hudem has got up to the straight as well. Hudem on the back of this train, but Crystal's on the back of Alexander now. So we'll keep flicking between these two battles, the battle for the lead, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty easy switch for the lead there, which it is indeed. So we'll hop back onto the top 5 battle. What's happening here? It's Wesel's going to have a go on Edge on the inside again. The softer compound tyres. Ooh, very close to contact there. Fortunately none, as Azakin and Keyboard Madison battling. Azakin gets the not quite actually. Keyboard Madison still there on the inside. Azakin gets it done anyway.
On those hard tires is making moves though.
Wezel up the inside of Edge once again. More contact. Edge squeezing Wezel onto the curb. Wezel holds the position for now.
Yeah, Wezel really wants to get past the medium.
Oh, contact a bit there. AlphaTauri goes goes in the rear of the Mercedes, and Wezel loses the rear, and it's DRS enabled for Edge and for Hudem. Hudem maybe he's gonna have a look. Yep, that's one. That's Smithy, and we're gonna go 3 wide. Oh, coming down at the exit of the straight, we've got a safety car. Who in the position? Hudem loses the rear there, and we have a safety car right as we went 3 wide.
Smithy, being the last car in the race, goes off in turn 2.
Yeah.
And,
so Vicky gets a drive-through penalty for speeding in the safety car. As who's on appeal in the pits? The top 3 are all in the pit. Oh, Hudem has a look in the pit lane, and oh my. Whoa! Okay, there was a bit of confusion there. Hudem opts to stay out, so that means Hudem is going to take the lead of the race. I do not understand why Crystals has come in the pit lane at all.
I think he just followed Alexander to.
He was the leader.
With Alexander.
He was the leader, Crystals.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh yeah, he's ahead of Alexander. I don't know.
Why
like
did
maybe
Crystals
get
pit?
The fastest lap also.
I don't understand personally this strategy.
Yeah, but now all the cars in front, or drivers in front, have a bit of worn tires. So Christos is is gonna be probably the fastest driver on track as the safety car comes in later on.
Yeah, but this gives Hudem a pretty good chance to win this now.
Yeah, but he's on 7 laps old soft, so he's gonna make that 14 laps if he's gonna make it to the end.
Yeah, I mean the safety car will help him as well.
Yeah, of course. But the pack does seem to gather quite quickly.
We'll see if the safety car comes in this lap or maybe the next.
Yeah. Because a lot of drivers in the top 10 has penalties. Vicky does have that drive through, so that's gonna hurt him very hard. As Hugo go past Ocean
no,
Chief.
Chief overtook Hugo and then gave back the position.
Okay. Yeah, that looked kind of weird.
As they're going really slowly, what is happening here? Hugo.
I'm
Hugo
not sure what's going
going down into P5? What is happening?
Maybe it's Secret Santa. I don't know.
Yeah, they're really
what's happening, really.
just randomly fell off the pack there. That was a bit odd. Nothing really happening there.
Yeah. Safety car goes for one more lap, as the pack is now gathered.
Yep, a lap 21. So that means we'll get onto a lap 22, which gives us a bit of a 5-lap sprint.
Yes. So it's gonna be a very short time for Crystals to make some moves.
Yep, it's gonna be difficult for the Alpine, I would say.
And since it's a very short time left, Alexander is gonna have a hard time to. Oh, what happened for Hudem now?
Oh, Hudem fell back.
What's going on?
I don't understand why. I don't understand what's happening. Why? How is people getting overtaken in the safety car?
I'm very confused. What's going on?
I have no idea. It's
I'm
interesting
there's
either
gonna
way.
Be some messages in.
Oh, and Wezo looking to maybe get the position back, but Hudem not going through. It's interesting.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to give the position back. But I think that when you create a long enough gap to the cars in front, it tells you that the car in front is falling back and you need to pass him. So that might be what we're seeing, as the drivers try to keep a good enough distance to do a bit of weaving to keep the heat into the tires.
As the safety car is gonna come in this lap.
So Wezo is now going to start the restart.
So I'm going really slowly off the back of Wezel there. 2 seconds separating the Mercedes and Hudem. It's like Hudem does not want to get close to that Mercedes at all. As Wezel goes.
Oh, he goes now.
Wait.
Hudem goes into the pit.
And he's really. What has happened
Maybe
there?
Hudem had contact with the safety car or something.
That does not seem any way, shape, or form fair of what just happened to the drivers.
Almost a 3-second
exactly.
Advantage.
So Hudem has slowed the pack down, and when Wezel went, slowed it further again. Did not go as Max and Chief are side by side. Hugo maybe wants to get involved with this as well. Crystals will be looking at this and thank you very much. Of maybe some positions on the outside. And Max, that's because Alexander's on the inside. And oh, there's carnage at the back. Into the wall goes Joel and Vicky. Carnage on the safety car restart. That is Joel without a front wing. Debris all over the circuit there.
That's not a lot of safe, but a lot of car.
Oh, more contact!
Oof. Hugo and Crystals really fighting harder. And Alexander
gets to go straight past, and that might lose position to Hugo's, because and there's more bump in there. Alexander trying to box Crystals in here. And they go side by side. Alexander gets it perfectly. I thought he went in deep there. Crystal's looking to get the position on Hugo.
Now
Edge is getting that position. Edge is going up the inside of Crystals. Oh, more contact between the two. Crystals go straight over the corner. And Alexander has bowled away with a 1.3 second gap between them. Wezzo's still leading by 3 seconds.
Alexander is going to be looking to pass Ocean Chief here without any trouble.
Yep,
As
as
Alexander is under fresher tires.
job's done. Crystal's looking to try and get past Edge here, but nothing really coming of it as
Vicky
Vicky
retires.
retires in the pit lane there.
Yeah. Ace Boy comes in for a wing change.
Edge gets a 3 second time penalty. That was a really bad time
Ooh.
penalty.
I did not want that. So now Crystals is the only car in the top 3 to not have
And what is
penalties.
happening behind? Up the inside goes Azakin on keyboard Magnussen. And Azakin holds a position. Hugo going side by side with Yanis. And oh, that's a very tight. Azakin and keyboard Magnussen. More contact between the two. This is not really great racing. More contact. Not
Demolition Derby.
There's not really being not great driver etiquette for some of these guys. As Edge is trying to get past Crystals, and that's Chief. They're going 3 wide now, coming down into the end of the straight. Contact between the two now, as Edge and Crystals battling hard, and this is not good driving standards from some of these drivers. It's just a bit manic, if I'm honest.
There's a lot of frustration on track right now.
Yep.
Who's off? Hugo is off.
And Alexander,
he's had a spin.
Alexander's looking increasingly likely he's going to win this race.
Yeah.
He has got a DRS to Wezzo now. Wezzo could be at a shout for a podium as Crystals finally gets past Edge after a long wait.
And now Chief is going to look to pass Edge soon also.
Yep, so now Crystals has to gain 8 tenths on the guy in front, which is going to be difficult as Wezzo doesn't really fight it that hard over Alexander, which is not what Crystals need. Crystals
does get
fight.
the purple first sector,
Yeah.
so he's catching fast here on those fresher tires.
Oh, Alexander gets another penalty!
Oh, that's a big damage for Alexander.
Alexander with another time penalty.
At the moment, that puts him in further down the pack at least.
Yeah.
Not sure about the math right now because there are so many penalties in the top 5.
Azakin now going up the inside of Chief, and Yanis goes up the inside of Edge. Azakin up the inside of the Alpine, and Chief holds on to that position. Joel gets a penalty. He is quite far down the order.
He did have that big fight with Vicky, I think, earlier.
Yep, and Edge into the pit lane. So why is Edge pitted? Has he got some damage, or does he just run fastest lap or something? No idea. As Crystal sets the fastest lap of the race now. As Yanis is looking pretty good for a podium. Yeah, as Azakin gets past Ocean Chief. Azakin also without penalty, so it's really just about who can gain the most time here in the last 2 laps of the race.
Yeah, so Crystals is at the moment in first place after penalties.
Yep.
So it's looking great for him.
Crystal's looking like he will win this race if he doesn't get any penalties, and that is. So if he does get a penalty, that puts him out of touch and range from Alexander.
So Edge comes out of the pit lane now on fresh softs. Maybe looking to steal some fastest laps here as he's in the top 10.
Yep, it maybe could happen. Crystal's now within DRS of Wezzo.
He does have 5% DRS though, so but Wezzo is only on 13, so
Yeah, both on
might be very
pretty
tight
low.
here.
As Alexander comes around the penultimate corner for one of the final times, and Wezzo lets Crystals through.
Yeah,
As
he
Hugo
does.
gets a penalty. So here we go now. Crystals just needs to stay within 6 seconds of Alexander or not get a penalty. Has got yellow flag sector 2. Who is that for? That's for
Hugo
Hugo.
is around.
Hood'em down there, and that is
Max
Max
gets
getting
past
past.
Chief.
Yep.
But Max does have 9 seconds of penalty, so he's gonna drop a lot of positions.
There's Crystals. No, Ace Boy with a 3-second time penalty, and he is out of the race.
Yeah, he's DNF'd on the second last turn.
Oh, that is a really weird place to DNF. Like, he must have DNF'd in the pit lane, and then got teleported back on track.
Not sure really. It's a quite strange place to end the race on. As Hood'em gets in the pit again, looking to do another attempt at the fastest lap, so he gets. No, wait. Does he have time
Don't really
to
know.
go for a fastest lap? He's in the pit at least. For a new
No,
fresh set of tires.
no, he won't. If Alexander laps him, he will definitely not.
Gonna be really tight here.
No,
Alexander's gonna get him.
Alexander's gonna lap him.
That does not go to plan for Hood'em.
But with Alexander not gonna win the race on penalties, does that mean Hood'em unlapped himself? Unless
Maybe.
Hood'em just unlapped himself on track here. As Yanis gets ahead of Wezel. And Azakin maybe wants a piece of that. He'll be wanting to get ahead of Yanis in the final lap, so he can get himself up into P3. As Edge sets the fastest lap of the race, so he'll be taking up 2 points if he stays in that position.
Janice needs to gain a lot of time here if he wants to get a look at that P2.
I don't. You have to gain 3 seconds.
Alexander is building a gap to him now, so that's gonna be a bit too much to ask, I think.
Is Hood'em gonna unlap himself here? He is. That's gotta be distracting.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun for Alexander to have a car inside of him.
I think Hood'em just needs to back off here, as Alexander on the final lap of the race. He needs to get out the way. Hood'em needs to here.
That won't be appreciated by Alexander to have a
As
car
Alexander
inside of him.
crosses the line,
So
he's
Hood'em gets to do a lap here.
but it's gonna be Crystals who takes the win here, and it's Yanis who's gonna be P2, and then Azakin will be P4, and
Giannis is in P3.
And it's gonna be Tiskus who's gonna be P6, Zod, Chief P7, Keyboard P8, Max P9, Edge P10, Joe P11, Hugo P12, and Hood'em P13. As Max got a 20-second penalty for ignoring
Yellow flags, yeah. Not sure when, but
either way he did, and the game's awarding a penalty for him.
Yeah. So 27 laps is gone. Let's see if Hood'em has a good lap. He's down 2/10 on his own best time.
If Hood'em does not get the fastest lap here, that is going to be embarrassing. I think.
Yeah. He's down 6/10 now.
He's up 6 tenths on his personal best, but no purple sectors.
Let's see if he nails the last sector here. He can snatch that point from, I don't know who has it at the moment.
Edge who currently has it. Crosses the line. He's not going to get it.
Oh. So Edge does get to keep his point here.
Yep. Indeed he does. And that is the end of the race.
Yeah, so who do you think is your driver of the day?
Probably, I'm going to say Yanis. P3. A great race from him. No mistakes from him. It comes from P11 on the grid. And takes home the podium.
Does not pick up any penalties, so that's a great job from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Janice is does deserve the driver of the day also. Does a great job.
It's yep. As Crystals is your winner. It's an ECOS 1-2. But yep, not in terms of SLR. it's it's an Aston Martin 2-4. Maybe could have been a 1-2 if Azukin hadn't been a bit
Put
of
on the
a
hard
bit.
tires.
Yep, all spun around
Yeah.
by I think it might have been Crystals or his teammate. I don't remember. I'm gonna assume it was Crystals. As we'll head
It was
over
so
to
long ago, so I
interviews.
don't remember anymore.
As we'll head over to the interviews and
Yeah.
see if anyone wants to talk to us after that.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get some people in here.
Hopefully.
Let's see. No one is in the chat yet. Oh, Alexander joined us.
Yep, Alexander. We'll drag him in. Alexander, after quite an intense race, you would say, you come home in P2 in the end. 6 tenths off that win. That final penalty costing you big time. How was the race for you?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Not gonna lie. I knew I had great pace on this track. I really enjoy racing on it. And with the first strategy on going on the softs, I was skeptical, but it did work my way because Gibord Magnussen held everybody behind him up. So he's my MVP, driver of the day. Yeah, but it was fun. I mean, the safety cars ruined it for me. And I'm not really sure about that last penalty I got. I pushed on the brake as hard as I could because I knew I only had one warning, but I still got the penalty. So yeah, kind of frustrated, but still P2.
Yep, still a good race. And I mean, you did have good pace. You obviously keyboard did play a bit of a part in the early part, but it seemed like
Yeah.
Crystals might have had a bit more in the early start. Do you think that was because of the mediums, or do you think he was just pretty faster?
I mean, I knew it was a risk going on. He had the mediums and I had the softs, so I knew. I think it was around lap 5 or 6. He started pulling back on me, and then I was like, okay, the softs now are not good, so should I go for an early stop? And I was going to pit lap 12, but I pitted lap 10, and it worked out. I should have stayed out though with the safety car, but yeah, I think if there was no safety cars today, I think I would have probably won with my strategy and my advantage with it in the start.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions. Do you, Thor? Any questions?
No, just you did a great job getting past Magnussen to get a good track position in the beginning, but unfortunately you had some penalties there pulling you back. But otherwise, you did a great race.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Thanks you for joining us in the cons booth. I'll drag you back in to the interview channel, and we will get our race winner Crystals in. Run by 6 tenths in the end, not on track but by penalties, but it is all more impressive. So tell us, Crystals, how that race went for you. Obviously starting on the medium, switching to the softs on the first safety car, and then picking again, which I found pretty odd under the final one. Just walk us through that.
Yeah, I mean, that was quite an intense fight between, some drivers. Yeah, I started with the mediums. I thought it was gonna be better. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the first safety car just came out in the worst moment ever, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I decided to pit with the soft, which I wasn't sure to make until the end. So I got to the other safety car, just said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna pit for another stint. Yeah, I mean, after I got some fights between Edge and yeah, I mean, that was quite intense, but also, I mean, I was expecting to him like the dive bomb. I don't remember which turn, but it wasn't the last sector. So I mean, yeah, at that moment I got quite frustrated, but after I just kept the calm and I overtook him. And after, yeah, I mean, I knew Alexander was with a 6-second penalty. I was quite afraid to don't get the win because I mean it was looking pretty fast on it. So yeah, I mean after I just got good pace and also I'm happy because I mean I got just 10 laps of practice today on a practice lobby, so yeah, I'm happy about the win.
Well,
You did a great job to catch up to Alexander's time. Him having 6 seconds of penalties, so you did a good job in not getting penalties yourself
Yeah,
by
I mean,
driving clean.
yeah, also because I mean the beginning was quite difficult to start because I mean we got like me and Hudim we got the keyboard Magnussen, which he was struggling. Probably I mean, it was with the keyboard, so that's quite normal I think. So I mean in that moment just Alexander pulled away to us. So yeah, I mean when I overtook them I was going very fastly because I was getting the pace basically lap by lap. And yeah, I mean yeah, that was good race. So yeah, happy about that. The second win of this season. So yeah, I mean, and also as I can finish in P7, I think P6.
yeah, we'll as I can finish. Wait, ask him as I can finish.
I don't know.
Okay, okay, no matter then.
They should be good to
Oh,
remember
if
this
he,
stuff.
yeah, he finished in P4. Yeah, okay, just seen it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
he
yeah, I
does
mean,
finish in P4. Yes.
yeah, yeah, I mean that was good for. I think I will get second on the driver championship at this moment. So yeah, that's good. And also for the team, and congrats to Ocean Chief, which got P7.
Yeah, he did a great job today. Also,
Yeah.
he had some battles with Max on track. He did great.
Alright. No more questions from my end. I'll put you back into the interview channel. Congrats on your win today. Crystal's my favorite Chinese driver. If you know, you know.
Yeah, thank you. Ay, ay, ay.
Ay ay ay.
Yeah, I don't
Good
have any
job
big
today, man.
announcement to make, so yeah, thank you, Toby.
Yes, great race, man.
So we'll bring Chief in as our final interview. Chief finishing P7 in Tier 2. What are you doing in Tier 4, Chief, man?
Getting P6 in Russia, I
P
think.
P7 was it today?
Yeah, P7. Yeah, like I was just talking to Alexander. I think it was just a safety car kind of saved my big, and I was able to gamble on it. And as a reserve, I was just like here to have fun, so I didn't really care what the outcome was. And I think just gambling and sticking with my original strategy paid off.
Yeah, it seems
Like
so.
it was tempting to pit when that last safety car came out because I was my sauce were maybe like 4 lap old, 4 lap old. And I just thought, you know what? It's only going to be like 4 laps left of actual racing. Like, why would I pit now? Uh, as soon as I went past the pit, so I instantly started regretting that decision and was like, maybe I should have pitted. I don't know if you caught my senior moment, which was to pit. I was on mediums and I pitted. Yeah, mediums
All
pitted
pit to
for.
hards.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
yeah. Because that was just laziness. Because like it was like whenever I was picking my strategy at the start, it gives you the two options: a soft, medium, or medium hard. And I just hit medium hard, thinking I'll change it in the race, and I obviously then forgot about that.
Yeah,
So
it's a honest mistake, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it was fun. It was good. I felt good out there. I mean, Russia. I know, like, I don't really feel like I've had pace at Russia, but it was good to be able to hang with some of these tier 2 guys who are absolutely rapid. And I was trying not to get too much in the way. Like I saw, my teammate Crystals for this race, and he was trying to get past me and Hugo, and there was a bit of a moment there. I don't know if you caught the free Y going into the
Yep.
coming off the second DRS straight. So I was like thinking, I hope I have not just screwed these guys over, because they were like heading free wide into that, and then I was early break in, and then I saw they had a bit of contact, but it seemed to work out fine, and then obviously Crystal got the win, which was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed pretty good. I think I have no questions. You summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, I really do think these safety car, the amount of safety cars we're having in races is it's a bit stupid, because it kind of like takes away from the pure racing element,
Yeah.
like I wrote that SLR gossip thing. It was just a kind of thought I had about it, but I guess it's like, it goes either way for guys like myself in this position. It worked out nicely because if there was no safety cars in this race, I think like P10 would have been my best best finishing position if only if I was able, if I remembered to change my tires to softs instead of hards. If I'd have been medium hard and there was no safety car, I think that would have been terrible.
Yeah,
So P7 was all right. I'll take it.
it was a valiant effort against these quick guys. I do have to say.
Yeah, and you did gain 6 positions on track after the qualifying, so you did a great job.
Thanks, Stor. That really means a lot, especially coming from you.
Thank you.
All right.
Fellow Tier 4 winner.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's not many of them about, we're a rare breed.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll catch you later.
All right.
Yep.
Bye.
Good race, man.
Congrats,
Thanks.
Shoot from
Bye.
P7.
Bye. Cheers. Bye.
All right, that's the end. That's it. No more
I
interviews
think
to
that
do.
sums up the race.
It does. So thanks for watching tier 2 today. It was a good race. I do say so myself.
Yeah. See if
For
the car's opening up some tactics and stuff, and some maybe mistakes also.
yeah,
But all in all, I think it was a good race.
it was indeed. Right. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week at Singapore, if I'm not mistaken.
Singapore, yes.
Goodbye.